2018 Ford F-150. We're going to be swapping out the factory grille and putting in the gloss black upgraded grille. So I'm going to take you in a quick tutorial on how to swap it out, the easy way and the proper way. So let's get to it. Only tools you're going to need for this one is a number 10, 8, a couple of panel removers, a ratchet, and then a panel remover to make it a little bit easier. We're going to be removing some of these push tab deals. There's going to be a little notch right here to where you can kind of lift it up, insert it, and push up. You may release sometimes, but you can always just pop that off. And I'll go ahead and grab that. Make sure you don't lose it. A couple of minor little dent scratch deal. Nothing crazy. Got a little scratch right here as well. Scratch right here. And then a couple of dent marks right there. Nothing major. So last time you'll see the grill and start working on it. Once you get that panel out, just go ahead and put it aside, and then you're going to be removing 10mm bolts right here. And after that, pretty much the whole top would be released, and then we'll move on to the little filler. Once you get to the wheel well area, you're also going to remove an 8mm right here, and then also take this tab off. Alright, correction, it's actually a 7mm, not 8. Now this part is tricky. You only need to lift about 1, 2, 3, and 4 clips. Now these two are the one that's kind of going to be hard to pry out. The one up top right here is going to have a yellow tab. It's only held by these two locking clips right here. What you're gonna do is kind of start from here and just kind of slowly work your way out and pop it, these two, and then when you get here, you want it to slide off of the tab itself. So you basically want it to release from this while it's still attached, and then remove this manually, because this is pretty hard clip right here, so you don't want to keep trying to pry it off. You want this thing to separate while this thing is still attached. And then when you try to take this off, all you have to do is have like a little pick tool, kind of like this, and then pop the top part down, and then do the bottom one, so this thing would release. And then you're going to manually install that later on when you put everything back on. Once you get that balance off, you can actually just leave the clips right there, and then use a needle nose to squeeze the tabs off, and it comes off easy. So once you get that piece out, just put it on a secure location or a secure mount. So this is how it should look once you have it completely off. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the 8mm right here on both sides, and the whole grill comes off. So the grill is pretty much only held by a couple of little tabs right here, and then obviously the 8mm bolt that I've mentioned to take off, which are holding these two bottom ones right here. Once you have everything out, just kind of slowly move your way out, and the whole thing pretty much comes off fairly easy. These are the only one that's going to be kind of tough or tight to put on. So we're going to go ahead and remove the sliding little door deal and then transfer it over to the new grill. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. For this next step, you want to separate this from the actual original grill. I already removed the nut. It'll come with one here, one one over here, and then he's already missing one, so I'm not going to bother with that. And you're also going to remove some of these push tabs as well. I already kind of removed some of it, but I'll show you what it looks like, how to remove one. So just put your panel remover, pop it like that, and the whole thing pops off. If you do have one of these, obviously you do have to transfer, like I mentioned before. From the other side, it's held by like these little locking tabs, so they come off pretty easy. So as soon as you take off all the nuts and the little locking tabs on the top, you just kind of slowly work it up a little bit. You don't have to put a lot of force in it, but they do pop off, and as you can see, they kind of go all around right here. Since the old grill is missing one of the bolts, thankfully the new kit comes with all brand new ones, so I don't have to worry about that. You do have to transfer the little locking clips from the old grill and then slide the new bolts through all 4 locations and pretty much go in reverse as when you were removing it. To remove the little clips, you're just gonna have to kind of slowly work it in and then kind of pop it off. This one's a little tougher. Clips are pretty strong in there. Just gonna go back and forth. Yeah, definitely be careful. As you can see, that one flew off, but I wasn't holding it and protecting it with my other hand, so yeah, just be careful on that one, and then let's move on to the next step. I've got it transferred over to the new grill. As you can see, I got the new bolt. The only thing I didn't like is the hole is a little bit bigger than the nut itself, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to use the factory ones, just the nut side, because the hole is a lot bigger and the washer is not big enough in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer that over. As far as the wire, I did add a split loom just running underneath right here, and then it's going through that. It's not gonna be touching this part. It's plenty far enough, so the split loom is just kind of like an added protection from the weather, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer over the old nuts, and then that should be pretty much done with the transferring of the factory stuff from the old grill. Well, I guess the bolt is a different thread pitch, so I can't use the stock nut. It'll just lock up. So I just went ahead and kind of adjusted it to where you kind of wedge on the top and then kind of like on the edges. That way it's kind of putting some tension in it. But I'll just go ahead and leave it like that, and then pretty much, yeah, I mean, it holds just fine in there. So I just wanted to use the factory one just to see. So I'll go ahead and leave it alone and start putting everything back together. So I ended up having to remove the driver's side headlight to tap in for power. The power wire would be this bottom pin right here. That's for the headlight low. And the second one from the top is the ground. So go ahead and just add an extension, run it to the top so it'll mate with the middle lights in the new grill. So split loom as well, as always, to protect it. So I just ran into a little problem trying to put it in. The locking tabs right here were like see how like I had to cut it? The opening for the truck is pretty slim, and the one from the new grill is kind of large and fat, so it wouldn't go in. Other than that, so I'm going to go ahead and try it again. Hopefully I got it trimmed enough to where we just slide back in and everything goes in. Trimming those tabs did work better. I'm going to work this way in. The other one already locked in, so fits perfect. So that is the only flaw that I found so far that makes it not go in. So I'm going to work this in and make sure that thing goes all the way in as well. I pretty much have the LED connected together, heat shrink and everything, so it's not going to corrode. So I'm going to go ahead and test it out real quick just to make sure they turn on, and then pretty much put the whole truck back together if it does turn on. grill is looking good. Everything fits perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and put every bolt back in, put all the clips on top, and put the filler, and then pretty much assemble everything, and it's completed. I already did test everything, so the lights do turn on with the headlight, so which is good. So we're gonna go ahead and put the filler in and button everything up. Here is the finished result. Everything looks great. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait till it gets dark a little bit and check out the light. Overall, I do like it. With a little bit exception of those clips that I mentioned that you need to file down a little bit. But overall, it fits pretty good. Fits pretty tight. So this is pretty much done. If you guys have a couple of bucks, check it out. If you like the design of it, I would go ahead and get it. I will attach a link to the bottom. Check it out and let me know.